In this video I'm going to demonstrate how you can photograph your artworks at home using a mobile phone. For this purpose of this, I'm using an artwork created by my daughter, and the first thing you'll notice is that I've mounted it onto a board. Okay. If your work is on a canvas or on a board, then you may just want to prop it up on bricks or pieces of wood just to keep it away from the floor, and it will make it easier to crop later on. So the secret to photographing your artwork well is to put it in a place where the light is nice and even. You can see here that I've actually found a north facing wall or fence. Alright, never ever photograph your artwork in the direct sunlight. Alright, so you want to find a nice shady spot out of direct sunlight. Now when you come to photograph your artwork, get the painting as square as you can in your mobile phone and zoom in. Right? A lot of phones will distort your image quite a lot. Alright, so it's always a good idea to zoom in as much as you can. Okay, and when you're happy with it, in a steady hand, then take a couple of photographs. When you have finished making your photographs, a lot of phones will allow you to edit them on the phone itself. So I'm going to choose the last picture that I took. I'm going to click edit, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to crop it. Let's just zoom in. Let's do it this way. There we go. It's slightly better, isn't it? There we go. And if you've photographed it well and straight, you won't have to cut any more off than you need. Also, on your editing facility on your phone, you may find that you can also alter the colour. Now, the paper in the background of this image should actually be white, but look, you can see here it's actually blue. Alright, so we want to adjust for that and return it back to original. So if I go along my settings here and choose that one, and then I can find, I've got one here, there we go, called warmth. It may actually be called colour balance or something on your phone. On an iPhone it's called warmth. Okay, and if I move this, oops, the other way, you can see I'm just slowly turning all of that blue area to white. Okay, and then I can choose a contrast. If I just want to put a little bit of contrast back into the shot. Okay, and there we have it. You can see what that's like compared to the one previous. Okay, if you have Photoshop and you have the ability to get your images off your camera, then you can use Photoshop to crop and correct the colours of your image. We can see here first up that the paper in the background of this image should actually be white, or getting close to white. So we need to correct that, and I'm going to correct that before I crop it. Alright, so to correct a specific colour or tone in an image that you know isn't correct, because mobile phones have a habit of correcting very specific colours rather than holistically, I'm going to use the image adjustments and hue and saturation tool. So first up, I can see that it's the blue area here that I want to correct. So I'm going to, from here, I'm going to click and I'm going to choose blues. Now just to be a little bit more specific, I'm going to check this button here, the little pipette, and I'm going to click in that area that's blue. Alright, this further refines the colour that we want to get rid of. And now it's simply a case of just decreasing the saturation until that paper colour returns to something a little bit more like what it should be. Alright. Also, if you find that that isn't giving you enough of an adjustment, then you'll find if you correct the lightness as well, then that will also help you get that paper to look more like it would in real life. Alright, so I'm going to leave that at that and click OK. But also I'm going to actually decrease the brightness, and very simply I'm going to go into Image, Adjustments, Brightness and Contrast. Whoops, there we go. And I'm going to quickly bring the brightness down. Alright, and that is actually, when I look at the image behind, there you go, let's bring the contrast up a bit. There you go. That is actually fairly accurate now and good enough to use in your email, to send in an email or put online. Obviously we need to crop it, and for that I'm going to use the crop tool. I'm just going to bring in the sides. Alright, and the more time we spent photographing this and getting all our edges straight, the less that will have to be cropped off the image. Alright, and then hit enter. And there we have it. We can quite simply just save that as a JPEG, and you're ready to hand that in, email it, put it on Instagram.